Testing. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I need to make you a little bit bigger, but hello, friend. How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Let me turn you up a bit. Did you move further away?
I've moved my mic. I'm still trying to adjust my mic.
There we
My
go.
microphone's all over
There
the
we
place
go. Nah, I feel that. My audio mixing's usually all over the place, so gotta make it loud, gotta make it quiet, gotta suffer the consequences of making it quiet.
Yeah. And sometimes my mic stand falls, and it's really difficult.
No, I feel that.
No, actually, sound really nice. Where it is right now.
I was happy to finally play some DBD again because it's been a hot minute.
I saw.
Yeah. No, that was great yesterday. Now you might be asking me, Rusty, what are you doing? You hate lipstick. That is true. I do hate lipstick. But I'm gonna see if I can get it working without suffering.
Find out.
I'm definitely gonna make it a little less obvious. There we go. Fuck it, just do the bottom lip. This is fine. But yeah, no, that was super fun yesterday.
I have been streaming today.
Yeah?
I was streaming Dead Rising 1.
Oh, nice.
And oh my god.
Yeah?
Was it a pain in the ass? So, the AI in your VOD story settings are changing on September 1st. What?
What? What's going on?
I have no idea. Your VOD. I don't understand.
Oh,
what
your
that means.
VOD settings?
Yeah.
That's weird. Maybe they have something new for VODs?
Shrug. I wanted to try and get a highlight.
Oh.
So anyway, well, a clip really. So the AI. So I'm trying to get as many people alive in Dead Rising.
Yeah?
The issue is that the AI is notorious for being dumb.
Oh. That's not
And
good.
It was so frustrating. I was trying to get these survivors out, and they just kept getting themselves caught on zombies and getting caught on like items and even their own barricade, and it was so frustrating. I've had to restart that bit four
That's
times.
horrible.
Yeah, it's all on stream as well, which is fun. Let me go to the VOD page. There was a clip I wanted to. I don't know why I find it funny, but it just like. So at the end, so near the end of the stream, I had to get these survivors. These two survivors. They're Japanese.
Yeah.
Now you can't talk to them unless you have a book. and I ended up finding the book, and at the end of the conversation, throwing the book at them.
Oh.
I mean, they were calling me, they were calling me suspicious and shit, even though I'm trying to save their asses. But what I was trying to do was, so in the game there are times where survivors or bosses will do something special, and you can only do this once. And I didn't manage to take the picture in time. I was trying to take a picture, but instead I ended up throwing the book at them instead.
Oh.
So I'm gonna try and clip that now.
I mean, that's one way to end a social interaction.
Suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were climbing all over the stuff as well. They didn't understand what I was talking about. It's just like, fuck. I caught on quick. I was like, why can't I talk to them? Oh wait, they're Japanese. They probably don't understand me. I'm probably gonna have to find a book in here.
Hmm.
I think I got a decent amount done in Dead Rising though.
Yeah.
But I will be continuing it.
Well, I'm glad you got a decent amount done at least.
Yeah, it's gonna be something.
Right now I am just trying to get down a color for this eyeliner because I realized that it looks kind of plain without like some other kind of makeup, so I've just kind of been going at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I also died to the gun shop owner.
Oh.
I was not prepared for the fight, to be fair. I was wondering if I could go into the gun shop, or if there was like a trigger, for it.
Yeah.
But no. At any point, if you go into the gun shop, you have to fight the gun shop boss.
Oh.
And I was not prepared. I didn't have the gun. I didn't have weapons I needed to deal with him anyway.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
I just wanted to see if it was like a psychopath thing where so have you ever played Dead Rising?
Nope.
Or know of it?
No.
Okay, so usually certain things only happen when a person calls in and says like, hey, we saw a survivor here, for example.
Yeah.
Usually that means that, you know, there's something going on there, and it can sometimes lead to one of the few bosses in the game.
Oh.
Like a crazy clown wielding chainsaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an interesting fight. But I actually did that fight, and I managed, and he drops the best weapon in the game, his chainsaw blades.
Yeah. Alright, that's pretty cool.
Because they're one-handed chainsaw weapons, which you can actually give to survivors, and I've learned that was an absolute mistake.
Yeah?
Because of how dumb they are.
No, I imagine they'd do pretty dumb things with the chainsaw real fast.
Yeah, like, do serious damage to the survivors. I'm just like, oh god, this was a mistake.
She's like, oh man, my survivors are doing so well. Comes back, half of them are dismembered. Oh.
Yeah, no, like, their health decreased rapidly, and I was like, ugh, okay.
Well, it's probably because they're bleeding out, you know, from chainsaw injuries.
The chainsaw weapon, the chainsaw blade does a lot of damage. It's the best melee weapon. I think it's the best melee weapon in the game. And you can get in multiple times if you go in and re-enter the area.
Oh, nice.
But it is strong, but like everything in the game, there's degradation. There's is it degradation? Durability. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. Durability.
Bad things happen.
There's durability on everything in the game. So anything you use will break eventually. But if the AI uses
that's fair.
If the AI uses it, they have infinite supply of it.
Of course.
It doesn't break on the AI. And I did want to get an idea of giving them a weapon, but according to a friend of mine, they just end up shooting each other, which is just like, nah, it's gonna be worse.
Well, yeah, I mean, you give a bunch of hungry, starving, maybe scared people weapons, they're gonna use them.
No, the AI is so dumb.
Yeah?
The AI does not discriminate. It will shoot its own teeth. It will shoot me, it will shoot them. Probably shoot themselves.
Yeah!
It's...
So basically don't give the AI a weapon, is what I'm getting from this.
At least not in Dead Rising 1. It seems not to be a good idea.
Yeah! But on the bright side, the coloring for this is going pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. There, I got that eyeliner all taken care of. I also have multiple different kinds of eyes for her.
Oh?
Yeah. A lot of blue ones. A lot of not blue ones.
Red ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope you don't mind, but I ended up using the Sprite in my stream.
No, that's totally fine. That's why I gave them to you.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's totally okay. I don't mind.
Just wanted to make sure.
Oh.
I had a feeling that was alright.
I enjoy making stuff for you, so I don't mind at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, where are those? I still have that Fire Emblem thingy you gave me.
Oh, right. One of the commission ideas I have.
Yeah, like, hang on, let me open this. I'm just looking at this, and I feel like this would be difficult to modify, but doable. I guess I could try it.
Sorry.
No?
That's just an example. So what I sent you there was just an example
Yeah.
of like what I would like if I were to make like a if you wanted to make like a custom portrait in the Game Boy Advance version of Fire Emblem, you would need something like this.
Oh.
This was just... I wasn't saying for you to edit it. I was just saying that, like, what I would have liked would have been, you know, like, Morgan.
Yeah.
Like,
now I get you.
Morgan in that, and what I sent there was an example of what you would need. Like, you would need...
Yeah.
It would need to be... it would need to be in this like sort of pixelated sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's the sort of things that you would need. You would need like the portrait of the face. And then you would need mouth shapes, as you can see below the portrait.
Yeah. So the character
well,
like blinking and stuff, and
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, and a chibi version in the top right. And it needs to be set out like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Like,
this is a sprite sheet.
Yeah, it's a sprite sheet, so it has to be one-to-one on there. So that the game can register it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, as you can see, like, by the way, just to cover the bases, we are not saying to edit this. What I sent was to an example of how I would want
the
like,
sprites done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that would be called a reference.
Yeah.
What? But yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let me do something really quick. I need to open paint.net. Because there is something I need to edit on my character's skirt. It's right about here. Something else I was thinking of doing later today was doing some Dead by Daylight matches, but as a killer. Because it's been a while. My Ghostface skills are very rusty. No pun intended. But yeah, no, I'm excited to get back into Dead by Daylight. So what I'm doing right now is just... I did some edits on the face to give it a little more detail, but I don't know how much of that I'm actually going to be able to apply later. Okay, so I just need to grab like these two parts of the skirt, because I need to do the red on them, but I can't do that cleanly in this program with the sheer amount of layers right now. So I'm just opening it in paint.net to get... Ah! I'm alive.
Nope.
Anyways, let me switch over to the other view so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. I don't know why I put it there, but this is fine. I don't necessarily need this piece, I just need the color from it. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So Felix.
Yep.
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but do you like scary films?
Not really, no. I've never really saw much point in horror films.
Yeah?
Again, there's nothing wrong with people who enjoy them, by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
It's not really for me. I know the point. I guess, I don't really see the point in watching a film to be scary, or even like some... But I can understand that some of the plots in scary movies can be fun, but I'm always like, that's clearly dangerous. Why would you clearly do something so stupid?
Yeah, no, that's one thing that a lot of horror movies suffer from, is moments where the characters are kind of stupid for the sake of plot.
Yeah. And I actually brought... I kind of commented on it on my stream, where it's like, do you think that in these like horror films that zombies don't actually Like they've never seen zombie films don't exist, therefore they don't know what a zombie is. Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
it's just on one hand it could be they're so shocked that it's just like they don't want to accept reality, but on the other hand, 9 times out of 10 they don't know what a zombie is, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, cause it's hard to believe because of it, especially being in modern day.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the appropriate term is suspension of belief, but no,
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at. It's just really annoying when characters exist in a modern day world and they don't know what the hell a zombie is.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, did you not watch The Walking Dead or, you know, The Night of the Living Dead or
Resident Evil, video game or film otherwise.
like there always has to be some kid who's the only zombie expert or a zombie nerd. Like it's
Yeah.
relegated to only the guy who's geeked out about this stuff would know about it. When that doesn't make sense, because the thing is, like, all kinds of people watch zombie movies, you know?
I mean, even if you've never heard of a werewolf, because of it being sort of iconic, you would kind of get an idea of what a werewolf would be.
Well, that's another thing. Like, it's not really treated that way in werewolf films. People know what the heck a werewolf is. In fact, they get suspicious and go, oh my god, is this real? Could it really be a werewolf? You know? And it's just like, why aren't zombies treated the same? It's just, werewolves and zombies have kind of been around in media and in folklore for like years and years and years. Maybe under different names in some cases, but you know, it's been a thing. It don't make sense for people not to know.
Yeah, it's a little
Meh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think one thing I do like is the different mechanics that they give zombies. It's weird to say, you know, mechanics, but that's what it is. When, you know, either the zombies have certain senses that work or certain senses that don't. Like, they can smell, but they can't hear very well, or they can hear really well, but they can't smell, or they're sensitive to light. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I get you.
Because, you know, then it's just like, oh, I'm familiar with this. Kind of like a video game.
Yeah. But you really like your horror films, so...
Yeah.
What's your kind of favorite one?
My favorite horror film would have to be...
Like, kind of your favorite style?
That's kind of hard. Like, I do like particular monster movies. It's usually monster movies or mystery slasher flicks. But I'm very picky about the kind. For instance, I like Ginger Snaps, but I can't really watch A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
It's because of the way they did the practical effects. It grosses me out too much. Or let's see, I'm thinking, what else? There was this one film where there was a group of detectives, or I guess they were training them as homicide detectives to look at crime scenes and stuff, and they were all sent to an island as kind of a training exercise. it was supposed to be abandoned, and they'd have crime scenes set up, and they'd have to figure out how they happened. But in the middle of doing the investigation, there's sabotage, and a canister of nitrogen just blasts the guy's legs and freezes them,
jeez.
and he's kind of knocked over and his legs get shattered.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
Yeah, no, so that guy dies. So they're just like, what happened? How did that happen? And they investigate the crime scene, and they find out that there was, you know, sabotage. Somebody set it up to be deadly. And
Done.
over the course of the film, this person has pretty intimate knowledge of all of the team members' weaknesses. And they can't seem to find the person who, their team leader who came with them on the island in the first place. Which, at first, they think it's him. Because, you know, he knows the team. But they find his dead body strung up in the operations room, where all the cameras are to monitor the area. And the way they find this is there's a recording of his voice broadcasting over the radio, taunting them.
Okay.
So yeah, no. That's interesting. But all of the people on the team just die in really brutal ways based on habits that they have or things that they do. Like there's this one character that smokes a lot. There's poison in the cigarette pack that she gets from a machine, so she dies. But it comes down to two people, and they're ready to escape on a boat together. They're ready to get out, but the boat's been sabotaged.
Oh.
And one of the characters looks over to the other one, and they realize, that's the killer! That's the killer! That's the killer! And they have this fight to the death.
Okay.
Yeah, now that I think about it, it's very much a Danganronpa situation. It's just the killer's more involved.
Danganronpa is a little different.
Well, it's different because it's treated more like a game, but it's basically just a whodunit concept with a couple more bells and whistles on it. Hi,
Yeah.
Surface Tenchi. I hope you're doing well today. Whoa. I'm sorry, I got totally sidetracked there.
No, it's fine. Well, I mean, yes, there's a mastermind at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But Danganronpa is more of, I wouldn't say betrayal, but like, the whole thing with Danganronpa is trying to figure out who the mastermind is and then confronting them. But there's rules and stuff that stop
Stop people from
involved.
figuring out immediately.
Well, yeah, because the illusion is if someone successfully kills and then gets away with it, then that one person gets off scot-free while all the other ones are killed in the process.
Yep, and there's a lot of people willing to do that in Danganronpa.
Yes, because of motivation. At least without spoiling it, motivation. In each scenario, there is a key motivation to prompt people to actually start killing.
Yup.
And it works.
Which sucks. I mean, if people got secrets, they're gonna find a way to keep them.
Actually, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. No,
That is
I've seen Danganronpa. At least
Okay.
the show, and I haven't really had a chance to play the games, but I think I have them. I think.
You do. I gave you the first and second game.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that.
I gave you that at the same time as Bob.
999?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for us to get back into that again though. I really have to figure out what this problem is with this, Discord.
Yeah, I would like to know how.
Like, it's been a problem for 2 years now.
Yeah, and I don't understand what it is. I don't know how to troubleshoot it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, so I guess I'm just kind of stuck with it for now.
I don't think it's stuck. I don't understand what caused it, because you were fine before. And all I can think of is a setting.
It just happened suddenly, man.
Yeah, all I can think of is the setting was changed. But the question then becomes, what setting?
I don't know. I was messing with them the other day, and it's just like maybe resetting to like default settings might help.
That's a bit. When you say that, what do you mean exactly?
There's a reset to default settings button
On.
for voice and video specifically. But
Oh, okay.
the thing is, I think it only resets voice settings. So I don't know. All I know is I'm depressed.
Yeah, it's been so long. Oh, I mean, you must have a decent enough upload speed because you can stream.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I can do Discord streaming just fine. It's just I become a robot if I try to do anything on Discord.
You become a robot, and often than not, you get disconnected, which is puzzling, because when that happens, it doesn't make any sense. Even when you're not streaming.
Yeah. It's really frustrating. Also, this is really frustrating. I did this on the same exact canvas size, and it's not aligning it to where I need it to be. So I have to align it manually because fuck me, I guess. Okay. I mean, that's not hard or anything. It's just really annoying. Okay. Got that one lined up. And now I need to line up. Everything's really rough right now just because I wanted to get the outline of the joints done properly. So if it looks a little weird, that's why.
Okay.
Here we go. Whew. Okay, and then I'm just gonna turn these back on.
Did you find a way to run from the city of the sun? You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think.
There we go.
This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our
so this is one of the ears for Morganite.
Huh?
Oh, am I wrong? Am I delayed?
Your voice is a little low.
Oh shit. I can't. I hate this mic stand. I hate this mic stand sometimes because it's not balancing very well. So the mic stand can't hold the weight of the mic arm, so it constantly falls over.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, and I can't really do anything about it because the clamp thing that comes with it, which I was hoping to use, I can't place it on any sort of desk nearby because of where it's put for some reason. Because there's not enough. There's not enough to like keep it there.
Yeah.
To keep the clamp there, which is annoying because that's what I bought it for, to help. I bought the arm to help with my mic, so that I didn't have to, so I could put the mic somewhere that's a bit easier for me to speak into. But now it's constantly tipping over, and I'm having to sometimes try and find a sweet spot for the mic to be in, and it's just frustrating because there's not a lot of space either.
You know, that does sound frustrating.
What's frustrating?
Oh no, what you were talking about with your microphone?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is annoying. Especially when the mic stand falls over for no reason and tips things off on my desk.
Yeah, no, that... Ugh. Well, I mean, on the bright side, it's got some pretty good quality in terms of sound.
Oh, the mic itself is really good. It's a professional recording mic.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, what's the name of it? NT1 Rode microphone.
Yeah.
Pretty good one to have, or at least that was what some people quite a few people recommended. And I do sound a lot better from it. Better than my Guitar Hero mic.
That's fair. I want to redo this thing here because I don't like the shape of it. Whoa. Ta-da. One day I want to get one of those professional recording microphones. Oh.
But you need, the issue with like this kind of, it depends on what you're after. Like for this microphone, I needed to get a few more things. Like I needed to get
The mic stand.
An audio. Well, no, the mic stand I already had. It just couldn't really hold up the microphone because of the weight.
Oh.
But the most of the weight comes from the shock absorber. That's not right. Not shock absorber. The name escapes me.
Pop filter?
No, but that does come with it. It's not a shock absorber. It's something. Cause shock absorbers for a car.
Yeah. Or like for car tires. So that was the That confused me for a minute. She's
Shock
like,
mount, something like that. But it's basically to stabilize the mic
oh,
in place.
it's one of those metal thingies. One of them.
Okay. But yeah, the thing with this is that the microphone itself costs £80 or whatever you're. Oh, at least cost me £80. It was probably on sale at the time. But the thing is, I also needed a audio interface because this microphone requires phantom power.
Phantom
requires
power?
Yeah, it just basically requires something to give it power, give the microphone some power.
Oh,
And you need an audio interface for that, so that I can change the grading manually.
Okay.
And then connect that up to the, then connect that into, and then connect that to my PC. A lot of wires and a lot of cables. But that's only if you want to go for that kind of thing. You can very much get a good quality USB mic.
yeah. USB microphones are nice.
Yeah, you can get a professional USB microphone for easy. It just depends on how, like, what you want to do with it. And I wanted to eventually do voice recordings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to cover all the bases, basically, for things I wanted to do in the future, if I ever get around to doing them.
I mean, life and circumstance don't always accommodate that, unfortunately. Which sucks. I am on the struggle bus today for trying to draw straight lines. Whoa.
Only problem is extremely sensitive.
Oh, I noticed that.
Which is why my character is very sporadically opening his hand. And you can also hear him, like, everything, basically.
Yeah, it just sounds like you either need a pop filter or noise cancellation, and then that should fix the problem.
Probably noise cancellation.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I mean, that could probably be fixed on Discord, really. But yeah, I hope it's not annoying, because I know you can hear me click-clack on the keyboard right now.
Nah, it just lets me know you're there. That's fine.
Is there any noise cancelling I can do on
Discord? Yeah, there's a setting.
I mean, there's noise reduction is on there.
I don't know if there are any other settings for it.
God. I know you can also hear the creak of my chair, which I can't really afford a chair right now.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah. Moyo. Surface Tenchi says, "Me too, dude. Can't draw much anymore." Aw, that sucks.
I think that was for when you were saying about the Discord thing.
Yeah. No, the screen sharing thing is stupid. You know what's not stupid?
What is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ha, take that. Take my friendship.
gladly.
Alright, 1 minute. I'm contemplating whether or not to try like rendering sheeting on this, but I don't have her cloak set up. So that's gonna be an interesting process. Ah, damn it, I should have drawn it first. Okay, so let me like get rid of a couple layers or make them invisible. That looks so weird with her just having arms. Goodbye to like half her body. Yep. There we go. And I just want the face visible right now because I'm gonna be trying to draw the cape. Okay. There we go. Do I want to draw the back part as all one thing or just... What? This is gonna be a process. Yeah, let's just do that.
Right now, on Final Fantasy 14, and I'm going for the little island you get in the game. They've added a sort of, I guess, to compare it would be like Stardew Valley / Moon Factory, like, gameplay.
Alright.
Where you can, like, find food and manage your little island. I guess another one they've kind of compared it to is Animal Crossing.
Yeah. No, that
way.
makes sense.
It's a fun little distraction, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, you can get stuff like mounts and emotes. Surface Tenchi, I can't wait to see your new models someday, Rusty.
Someday.
Cutie. Cutie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Night.
I need to show you the one that I kind of put on hold in Blender. I meant to do that yesterday, but I never really got around to it. Neha. Uh-huh. Yeah, no. The whole idea is for her to be a witch, because she's kind of a conglomeration of all of my prior character designs, kind of mashed together. But one thing that's been consistent with all of my characters is that inevitably they work with some kind of magic, and like about 3/4 of them have been witches, so... Like, traditional forest witch, not like the kind with the crazy, you know, usual modern-day witch hat. Nah, like hedge witches. But, let me open up Blender, and then I need to find the project file because it's been so long. Let me go to my documents really quick. It's model assets and projects. We could try to open this one, but, I did not realize. Okay, which one's the most recent file? Oh no. I have no idea which one is the most recent one. Okay,
Oh dear. Can you not check by date?
well, that's a little difficult, because I see one that's, like... It looks like more progress, but it's... Oh, this is a problem. So the thing with Blender is you want to save, like, multiple versions of the file in case you fuck up to some degree on, like, a newer version. So I have, like, 28 files.
Oh. Oh dear.
Let me open Blender. I think this is the right one. Oh, that's weird. Can it not pick up Blender? Hang on. There we go. Now you can see it. So this is the original 3D model that I was working on. I built this one vertice by vertice from scratch. And now I'm realizing how stupid her cloak looks. Fuck!
Oh, here.
Like, I did good in conforming it to the body, but I'm realizing how stupid it looks. Because it's just like, I got so gung-ho about it. I'm like, I know how to do this. I can make a cloak. And then I realized, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, no, this model is named Morgan. Felix likes to call her Morgan. I don't mind either way.
Morgan flows better for me.
It really does. And it sounds cute. Yeah, I made this model from scratch, but it's not rigged. It doesn't have any bones in it, and it doesn't have any textures. Right now, it's all just a lot of color mapping. And, something else that I can't remember. But yeah, the eyes are separated into different parts. The hair's separated into different parts. I'm looking at the face shape and... Like, I like it, but... I don't know. I struggled a lot with doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, all of this hair is made up of all these small strands, but I was trying to figure out how to combine it and make it a single mesh. And I never figured out how, and so I kind of put the model on hold. Because it's just like, look at all that work. I don't want to have to redo that all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and now I have this new character, so this 3D model's kind of obsolete. I could still make it. It's just, it's a lot of work. I've also tried, like, the 3D model in some programs with some auto rigging, and I didn't realize how long I made her legs. Let me hide the skirt really quick. She's got pants under there, but, like, if you hide that stuff... Also, I gave her straps? I don't know when I did that. But that's not supposed to have straps on it. I mean, it looks okay, it's just... It's not supposed to. But yeah, no, if you look at her legs, though, like... They're long. Also, I struggled with making boots. These are pretty simple, but it took so long just to make them. And then I spent so much time modeling the feet and even the toenails just to cover them up. But the feet look kind of wonky. So
Yeah.
it's just a mess, and it makes me sad, and I gave her a really big ass. I also have like duplicate layers of things under here. Like in case I wanted to just make this a full-on dress, which actually looks really pretty. But I'm probably gonna have to relearn how to do this all again. And I'm just gonna make the hair from scratch. Like, all these strands are pretty or whatever, but I never figured out how to just make it all one mesh for the hair. It really is a cute dress, but the reason I didn't like design any complex shoes is because like I did all of this for the first time. I'd never made a 3D model before. I had never like I was figuring out how to extrude vertices and everything and just building it from the ground up, and it was such a mess when I started. Like
You did a good job of it.
let me save this really quick because I do like the dress. Also, the bow was my favorite part to model. Like, that was the easiest thing. I could probably make accessories for models, but the bow was probably my favorite one. Favorite part to work on. Anyways. But yeah, I have multiple different meshes for her underneath all of this. So let me show you how the model started. The base mesh started off like this. It was very rough at first, and it had a lot of issues, like the mouth. You notice how like the shading's all weird around there? Like, I was struggling because the normal maps were not calculating properly, and that's why the shape looks so weird. And then I had to eventually like change the ears too. But eventually I got to making the feet, and that was a different kind of ordeal because they started off like this and they weren't connected to the base body mesh. So you had these weird blocky brick feet.
Oh.
And then you had the rest of the body. And I think this was before I figured out how to edit the shaders so that way it's not like all grody. And then this is when I started working on the hair. Like this is just how it started.
By the way, you're muted, Ray.
Blah. Oh, Ray! Hang on. I didn't realize he was here.
He just came in.
Yeah. Hang on, let me like fix him because right now he is a giant profile picture.
Oh yeah, in the background.
Yeah, I just gotta make everybody a bunch of gremlins. I know what gremlin works for him though. Yeah, let's do that one. There we go. And now he's a gremlin. Wow, that uploaded so fast. What the fuck? Like normally it takes forever, but that uploaded so fast. Yeah. Yeah, it's barefoot. Yeah, it is a lot of polys. It's a lot of polys because initially I did really the thing is, you don't want to start off with a shit ton of them first because that's going to be hard to manipulate. So you start off with like 4 and then you go from there and you slowly mold them to the shape you want, and then you subdivide them when you feel like you're ready to work with more complex geometry. Yeah. I think Ray might be AFK. He's just kind of vibing there.
Yeah.
He's just vibing. But yeah, no, I want to get back to working in Blender, but like maybe on a new model from scratch. Because as much as I love this one, it has too many problems in regards to like just trying to get everything working together. And what I ended up doing for the eyes was because I don't know how to texture in UV map yet, I separated bits of the mesh. So all of those are separate parts merged together with different colors attached to them. Because the thing is, like, I tried just slapping a texture on there and that did not work in my favor because I didn't know how to rotate it. But for now, like, for what it is, I mean, I learned how to do topology, so that's not so bad. There's nothing bad on the topology. I made sure that it was all either 4 corners or 3 on everything. But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's too much.
It is. Oh, you're learning for the first time. It's gonna take a very long time.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna take forever.
Well, at least you tried. Well, I said, at least you tried and succeeded for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll definitely be good practice working on a model from scratch. Let me save this. Because that'll help with the muscle memory and remembering inputs and keybinds and just getting one with the face that I really want down. Yeah, it's a lot of work though. Too much work. Oh. Also, thank you, Surface Tenchi. I'm gonna save this again, but I could probably rework some parts of the mesh for this new character. It just sucks because I spent so long figuring out how to do this and like getting all the bits and bobs down for it, just to go, oh, you know what? New model time, new character design. It's fine. But yeah, let me switch over back to Fire Alpaca. My day's been okay. It's been a sleepy day. I got some good breakfast, got some good food, Chinese food, and I've just been tired. Like horribly tired. Also, I'm gonna switch the music.
Fair enough.
We're gonna switch to this stuff.
Take shelter from the sun and grow in shade and walk
I love Lost Ember.
among the trees of plants we've made.
Yeah.
The rain
Do I use FA still? What's FA?
and learn to soar the skies once.
Do you guys know what that is?
I'm not sure.
Oh, Fire Alpaca. Yeah, I still use Fire Alpaca. I switch between that and Clip Studio Paint for my drawings. But for the purpose of this, because I know Fire Alpaca better than I know Clip Studio Paint, I'm just using Fire Alpaca right now. Fire Alpaca does have its limitations, though. What the?
Reach far into the green that fills my eyes and swim the river clean
Okay.
of pride and lies. The darkness falls around me at night. covers me with silence so bright. Believe in your destiny's hand and fly to the skies from your land, the land that you roam in times gone and far, the land that you love and all that you are.
Okay.
There we go.
Believe in your destiny's hand and fly to the skies from your land, the land that you roam in times gone and far, the land that you love and all that you are.
This is just a rough outline, but eventually this stuff will have color on it. Eventually. So
Eventually.
okay. So I'm gonna make a folder for this really quick. One sec. And then make a folder for this. Because, I guess with the complexity of the outfit I gave her, I thought it was simple at first, but with the stuff that has to be layered over other stuff, it gets a bit hairy.
Harry?
The same way about Psy, you really need to switch. Just doesn't feel right to you. I mean, at the end of the day, using the tools that you feel comfortable with and getting used to new ones, it's always going to be growing pains. Because the thing is, you know, you've gotten so familiar with something at a certain point and you're using it as a professional tool, and then you got this new thing and it's got all these new buttons and doodads, and it's just like, that seems like a lot of work. I'm gonna go with what I know. It's really hard to get out of your comfort zone once you've developed a likeness and knowledge for a program. It's a lot.
It is.
Ugh.
But it's better to go with something that you know works and you're familiar with.
Yeah. Going
Even
with
if,
something new can be useful, but like if you don't know it, you don't know it.
Well, you can learn, but it's whether or not you want to, if all the bells and whistles are going to help you enough to learn, make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people recommend Clip Studio, though I don't know how much that's going to matter now since they've changed their business model to be a subscription service instead of
I did a little I did a little
sorry.
checking on that. So while it is true that they do intend to go to a subscription service model, that's for their next version. You can still have a copy of the old version and still use it. It's just if you want updates, then you need to pay the subscription fee. Which still sucks, mind you. It's just that's how it is right now.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Da, 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 da. Okay. Da, 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 da. I think Gray's just vibing over there.
Yep.
Dead body.
No
Dead
response.
body. Poor Ray. Oh, hi, Ray. Your ability to speak was revoked. Say what?
What?
That doesn't make no diddly do darn sense. Hang on. Because the only way to get in here is if you have stream access, meaning that you should be able to talk. So, view, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you should have speaking permissions. Unless, let me check your roles. No, you don't have the stream access role, so how did you get in here?
I didn't drag him in.
No. Okay, see if you can, like, unmute yourself now. That's really weird. No? That's strange. Hang on, I have an idea. Okay, now you should be able to talk.
Speak, Ray.
Speak!
You reach an automatic answer machine.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, that's slash kick.
Hi, Ray. Hi, Ray. I'm gonna toss you.
Who is this? Who is this person, and why is she talking to me?
No, if you're gonna be.
You goober. Whoa. I see you invade my VC and then you pretend to not know why you're here. I see how it is.
Oh, so there was free food.
What? I don't have free food here. I mean, you have a bag of popcorn now, I guess. So technically, you're not wrong. Dun 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 dun.
It's been 84 years
84 years? Since what?
since we all began.
Yeah. No, it's been a long ass time, my dude. So, what you doing? Ah, yes, you are becoming a monk. You are meditating. I understand.
You get points if you know where that's from.
I don't know where that's from, so I guess I don't get points.
It's
Umo
from-
Gregor Varizao.
It's from that Bruce Lee cartoon, right?
Bruce Lee? No,
Bruce Lee had a cartoon?
no, I don't think so.
You sure?
You're close.
No, it wasn't Bruce. It was Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
Try another one.
Jet Li.
Who?
Jet Li. You're going for a lot of Lees here.
Come on. You're
Chris
close.
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker is a martial artist. You're close. You're really close.
Maybe he's really close on purpose. Knowing Gray, he can be very cheeky.
I mean, if you already know, just say it.
What? Wait, what were we guessing again?
So I was doing a little phrase from the show Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh,
Um, Jackie's
I should have
uncle,
gotten that.
Jackie's uncle always says when he's dispelling a curse, "Umogwe Gwai Fari Zao."
Actually, now that I think about it, I've heard that phrase before, and I think it's in the film Turning Red.
Yeah, because it is meant. Well, I say it's not meant to be dispelling. It's translated to something like "curse be gone" or something like that.
Something similar, right?
Something along those lines.
Among those lines.
I remember now. It was Ryan Reynolds.
Actually, does he have his own cartoon show yet?
Maybe, maybe not. Only you will know the truth. Maybe.
Only
I'm still happy that Ryan Reynolds and Jacksepticeye are friends.
Yeah.
Ever since they did the Deadpool collab,
Oh yeah.
and then it was cool when Jack went to the premiere for Detective Pikachu and Ryan actually recognized him. He even waved in the vlog.
Hell yeah.
That was cool.
Nah, that's wholesome.
I think he's a cool dude, Ryan.
Yeah.
And he's doing well for himself now.
Yeah,
He's been in a lot of shows
that's fair.
and a lot of movies. Big departure to Green Lantern when that happened.
Please don't make the suit green or animated.
Yeah, so the reason why he doesn't like Green Lantern is because it almost ruined his career.
What? How?
Because the movie bombed.
Oh, that's depressing.
He had a lot of disagreements with the director of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
But hey, at least he made up for it with Deadpool, and that's why there's so many. That's why in Deadpool 2 there's a massive joke, where the end credits. One of the things at the end, Deadpool goes back in time and stops Ryan Reynolds from doing the Green Lantern movie.
He shot him in the head.
Yeah, that's why I would have stopped you from doing that movie. and for some reason I want to say Yes Man, but that's, I mean, that is a film he is in, I think. But it is Free Guys. That was it. One of the trailers for Free Guys. It had the director there and
Catchphrase.
and Ryan Reynolds, and they mentioned the Green Lantern movie, and they just both disappear. They both just run off screen. Like, yeah, they know what happened. It's a bad thing. Let's not mention it at all.
He also hated the first version of Deadpool he played as.
Yeah? I didn't know that.
Huh.
It was in X-Men Origins.
Oh, right. Right, I forgot about that. Where he was, I guess, technically Deadpool there as well.
I mean, that's, I think, his most iconic role to date.
Well, yeah, yeah. It doesn't help the, well, I say it doesn't help the fact. It's funny that that came up because, like, in one of the comics, way before, you know, Ryan Reynolds played his role as Deadpool, they did mention that he looked like Ryan Reynolds if he had his face burnt off or something like that.
Yeah.
And who better to play with that ringing endorsement? Who better to get than actual Ryan Reynolds himself, I guess.
That's fair. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Don't mind me, I am just vibing. Doing my doodling thing, doing my drawing thing, as usual. So, do you have a favorite superhero movie?
Not really.
Do you not like any of them?
I do. But
Do they all just kind of fall into the same vein for you or something?
I don't know if I would even say they're favorite. I mean, they're fun to watch, but I wouldn't really like have a favorite. Like,
They don't really excite you all that much?
I don't know. When you mention it, I can't think of one that actually really stands out. I want to say Spider-Man, but the bias there is I already like Spider-Man.
I mean, there's nothing
I
wrong
like
with that. If you like Spider-Man, you like Spider-Man.
I like Spider-Man as a character, but and I think Tom Holland does a good enough Peter Parker, even if I feel he's a bit young.
Huh? Young to be Spider-Man. Too young to be Spider-Man.
No, well, it could be worse. Like, I like how for some reason he's the role for Nathan Drake.
Yeah, that was such a weird pick.
Which I think is far too youthful.
Well, it's just like, I guess it's a way to introduce new people to the Uncharted series, but as much as I enjoyed his role in that film, it felt like I was watching Spider-Man play Nathan Drake, you know?
That's an issue.
Yeah.
Because
it didn't feel like I was watching Nathan Drake's story.
That's a massive problem when you... I mean, it's the same with Daniel Radcliffe, but at least with Daniel Radcliffe, you know, he's been in so many movies as Harry Potter and growing into Harry Potter. It's a different. Tom Holland definitely got his most recognizable role as Spider-Man, which is his dream role.
Yeah.
I do think he's a good actor. I do think Tom Holland is a good actor. I was just kind of. I mean, it didn't seem. I don't. When I say. I mean, yeah, I guess it's the same sort of thing. When I saw the trailer, I've never actually seen the film.
I watched the film for Uncharted. It was good in some parts, but in others, it just felt really. How do I put this? It had moments and story beats that have been done before, and doing them, when they've been done before, isn't a bad thing. But when you do them in a really kind of contrite, rushed way, it doesn't help with the flow of the story, and it doesn't give you enough time to really invest in the characters, because you had so many characters that just it felt like they had forced character arcs later on. Forced development where it's like, oh, I am now a caring person and maybe you've changed me for the better, but it's just, it didn't feel like the incentive for the characters to get along and trust each other and all that was earned.
Right.
It's similar to detective stories that make the main character kind of all-knowing. It feels like the audience is being cheated out of information, so that way it's a big surprise or twist later.
I just don't. For just the Uncharted, I just don't understand. I would like to see like another sort of Indiana Jones film, and Uncharted would be the closest thing to that.
Yeah.
But I still think it was a puzzling choice to have Tom Holland as the main role for that.
I think the thing is that the Uncharted movie, it's basically it's telling the origins of Nathan Drake. Like Nathan Drake started what he's known for doing at a pretty young age. Like even
that is pretty fair, because the video game series introduces us to him when he's a full-fledged adult, and he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, and in Uncharted 3 game,
it goes into it there.
Yeah, and they show like how Nathan and Sully first met, and Nathan in the game, Nathan was pretty young when he first met Sully.
Well, yeah, he was a kid though. Back then, he was a kid in like Spain. Who lived in the orphanage.
And at this point, I don't know enough. I've only played the video games.
Well, the thing I want to know is, and what it sounds like to me, is that it sounds like they tried to combine all three games into one movie, and instead of having 3 movies retelling each of the games in some way. And it still puzzles me to this day why movies and games, why they mess up the stories so badly. I mean, it's the same with Halo. Halo.
Oh no.
The Halo TV series is horrible from what I've heard.
It's god awful. I watched it with some avid Halo fans, Crow.
Yeah.
Steve wouldn't even touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I watched it, and it started out okay. It started out interesting. I had a little bit of hope. And then they throw in one of the most garbage things that I've seen that keeps popping up in every TV series that is coming out lately, where they have this edgy girl who has dark makeup and she's on the bad guy's side and she doesn't know it. She doesn't know that they're evil, or she doesn't care, and she's their tool or their weapon, and eventually becomes some dumb, you know, romantic plot point for the main character. And and you know, they have the obligatory stripping naked scene, and it's just like,
yeah.
it's just like, okay, I see where this is going. I hate it now. Thanks. That was unnecessary. I've seen that plaguing so many shows. So many. Even the Dark Crystal reboot has that stupid bullshit in it.
The forced romance.
I hate it. It's not just the forced romance, but it's just like the obligatory stripping scene. There's no reason for this character to be getting naked on camera right now. I don't know. It makes me mad.
It's frustrating because it's not like they didn't have material to do a prologue to the Fall of Reach. It's not like they didn't have material. They had plenty of material. Because from what I've heard from my friend Rannick, he said that the TV show takes place before the events of Reach.
I just
but there's plenty of material talking about. There's books talking about what was going on. Hell, there's a fucking game, Halo Reach. It's not like they didn't lack material to tell a
cohesive
good
story.
Good story. It's and why can't they just retell a series in a sort of movie format?
I don't know, man. It's just frustrating.
Because I mean, that's basically what anime has been doing. Anime is just basically telling what the novels is, just an animated version of the novels. And yes, they cut a few things out for timing. Or they combined a bunch of volumes into a season, like with Overlord. Overlord covered like 1 through 5 in its first season.
Well, the thing is, like, there are a couple things I can forgive in the Halo series. Like, I don't care that it's a different voice or that he has his helmet off 90% of the time. I don't care about that.
Oh, no.
I don't care about that, but I know a lot of avid Halo fans really do, because that's what made the Master Chief so appealing. He was a mysterious character. But what I can't forgive is those things I mentioned earlier, and the fact that there are a lot of dumb for the plot moments. For instance, there's this girl that he meets on a planet that is attacked by the Covenant, and she's part of some rebel forces or something, and her dad dies, and at first it seems like they'll have kind of a practical friendship. But here's the thing. Here's the problem. She does so much dumb shit that needlessly endangers the people she's with, and is so selfish. I have no empathy for her. Any empathy I have at the beginning is gone, because I know for a fact they're not treating this character like a character. They're just using her as a plot device to create conflict in the worst ways possible. It's just like, oh no, they've taken over the city where the rebels used to be. I should start, getting the rebels to work together. And she doesn't do it covertly. She kind of just runs through the street, out in the open, and it doesn't take long for them to find her and assassinate her mother because of that stupid bullshit.
Also, isn't like this woman
girl, she's like a kid. No, this is a different one. This is a different one.
Oh, I was gonna say, because wasn't there like a girl working for the Covenant? Which
that's the one I was complaining about.
which wouldn't fucking happen because the Covenant.
Well,
hate-
yeah, the Covenant wouldn't take in a human child.
The Covenant wouldn't take humans, period, because I don't know what the race is, but the Prophet race are extremely jealous of humanity because the Forerunners picked that race in particular to be the inheritors of their sort of their technology and stuff, and therefore already in their sort of religion, convince the people from the government that all humans are heretics out of jealousy and spite that their race was picked over theirs.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of plot issues. There's a lot of really dumb, just what looks like corporate issues, and then on top of that, for a while there was just a lot of issues regarding criticism. Any criticism against Paramount series was met with getting rid of the videos and shit. They could not take criticism. Or the fact that Halo fans were complaining about it so much. I could understand if, you know, the complaints weren't valid, but they are. It's a frustrating situation.
It's honestly not hard for games to become really good movies.
It just depends on like who's running it.
It's just that Hollywood seems to just like mess things up by like making really, really dumb decisions.
I feel like
it's just like marketing stuff.
I feel like a lot of these things, like whoever's in charge, never actually even seen the original source of what or whatever they're working.
And that's the biggest problem. A lot of the time, it is that case. That is precisely the reason why.
They just never saw the source material and they want to make money off of it.
Yeah, they see a series that they could make money off it, and they don't. They already know that fans will buy it because it is, you know,
marketable.
Oh hey, look, it's your favorite series now on the big screen. Already, by just that alone, is already, even if it's god awful and terrible, that person, because they're a fan of the series, a really big fan of the series because it's a big series, has already bought the ticket before it's even finished.
Well, thankfully, Halo fans seemed a little smart to this one, because most of them didn't.
Yeah. I think mainly because this is not the first big screen Halo thing. Like there have been like other Halo movies in the past, and except most of them were like at best just meh.
Halo. It's not. Halo Legends isn't really a movie. It's a bunch of animated episodes. But Halo Infinite, not Halo Infinite. Halo Legends was good.
I will say one compliment I do have to give the Paramount series. I know a compliment is that it was clear that the people designing the 3D models and the VFX were huge fans of Halo because they got that shit down.
When they remembered to paint the props.
Wait. They had moments where they didn't paint the props?
Yep, there's a scene where the plasma pistol is not painted at all. It is literally white. White. It was not painted at all.
And they kept that?
Yep, they kept that in the show.
I
could have sworn something lacking color would have been noticeable.
Why did they do?
They got the shape right. They didn't fucking paint the prop.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that they thought, oh, maybe if we leave it unpainted, people think, oh, it's a reference to the video games and how sometimes, you know, there would be bugs and shit.
No.
Like, that's the only
Oh.
reason I can think of for them to go, you know, it's fine.
It's laziness.
Yeah, it is lazy.
No one wants to see the bugs.
If that's the case, I would expect all those sort of funny, law accurate Master Chief videos to be right, where I would just see the Master Chief just suddenly spring up into the air like he's done a super bounce glitch.
Yeah. I don't know. It's me giving the benefit of a doubt to a series that currently does not deserve the benefit of a doubt.
It was just handled very poorly, and it really had no right to. I'll keep ranting about this, but
I mean, it's the same with like the Resident Evil movies to some degree, like the older ones.
yeah, it's the same with that as well. They have material.
They just
And-
wanted to get on it because it was marketable, because, you know, people are gonna buy it.
It's not hard. It really isn't hard. Even just like having like a almost 1-to-1 of the game as a movie.
It kind of reminds me of the Monster Hunter film that came out. Like,
Oh,
there
God.
were moments that I really liked in the film, but it was plagued with, okay, but let's go back to the real world instead of doing the cool monster shit. Like when they were in the Monster Hunter world and actually fighting monsters and learning how to craft shit out of the monsters that they fought, that was cool. I really liked that. That was interesting. When they kept trying to go back to the normal world, it's just like, okay, but I want to get back to the cool movie.
Well, why even set it is like real world merging with the Monster Hunter world? Why just
I don't know.
why not just have it set in the Monster Hunter world?
I know it was dumb, but to explain how the film begins, you start with a group from the military who's going out into the desert because they found something strange, and they end up going through a portal, and the team gets stranded in the Monster Hunter world, having to fight creatures and slowly getting picked off one by one. That's interesting. I like that idea, survival concept, but at the same time, it already starts off with like trying to push the real world into the Monster Hunter world, which is not what you want. But after that, you know, you actually meet some characters who are surviving in this kind of wasteland, and that was pretty cool, seeing how they survived, that they didn't speak the same language, that they had their own religion. But then, towards the movie's climax, there's this one guy who's from the other side, and I don't know what they did with his makeup and hair, but it looks so obviously fake. And then just trying to open the portal again, and the monsters get out into the real world, and it's just like, but why? Why can't we just have them surviving for like a year in this other world? Why?
It's just so bizarre how they
Hi,
can
Tilly.
mess up things when it's just so easy. It would be so easy just to
I mean,
do anything with the series.
maybe because it was like cheaper or something, because animating all those monsters would be a lot of CGI, but they animated a fuck ton of monsters at the start. Mostly like weird bug crawlies, but like they had a Rathalos at some point too,
Maybe,
which was actually really cool, but
maybe they blew up all the budget in the beginning.
yeah, maybe that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that with Ready Player One.
Oh no,
Like-
no, no. Aww.
Like I feel like all
That
the,
was
a lot
made
of the buddies-
specifically to appeal to VR chat fans.
Well,
I
not.
feel like that that came out
I mean, that was
before,
around
or-
the that was around the time it lasted in popularity, but it was already in the works before the Knuckles Apocalypse happened.
Oh yeah.
yeah, like
Um,
it came out in
but-
20, like,
but-
movies. They yeah, the movie production started like usually almost like 2 years before release.
yeah. The thing I'm getting at is I feel like they've spent all their money on the one scene where they've got like all the video game cameos in that one battle.
Well, yeah, that was
Like,
probably just that went straight to
um,
licensing.
Because it's just like, yeah, it's like, okay, we have so many characters in here, but we can only show each of them for like 3 seconds each because that Gundam costs so much money to just even put in the film.
Gotta put in a snippet of him, not even the last thing.
Yeah, it is funny, and I will joke about it. It's just like, okay, we've got all these characters on screen, but all that money went to that Gundam.
Yeah, that Ready Player One, their budget was somewhere between 155 million to 175 million dollars.
That's so much money! Holy shit!
Fortunately, the box office they came in at 583 million. So yeah,
Ah.
they made more money than what the movie cost.
Well, it's because of the appeal of, oh wow, you know, with VR technology taking off, they're making a modern day VR movie.
I mean, it was based off a book that was done way a long time ago, but
It is.
you cannot convince, like, one of the plot points in that film was like one of the keys you can get by driving backwards on this race car stage that no one could beat because it's scripted to be unbeatable. And you cannot convince me that no gamer has decided, even just for a joke, to just reverse back on the stage.
Yeah, now that's really dumb. Like,
At least in the book, as I've been told by someone who read the book, that the last, like the thing they did for the last clue, the last key, is what they had to do for the first key. That gives me more hope to want to read the book than go see the film,
yeah.
because the film was passable at best.
I guess the whole driving backwards from the race thing. I guess like the logical explanation I could think of is, since everyone knows that you have to beat the race to get that key, so they took the race like too seriously.
Oh please, there would be there are people who break games for a living.
I
Oh,
mean, I
people who-
break shit for fun.
Yeah, my point. It's like you cannot tell me no gamer is just going like, hey, watch me reversing this race.
Yeah, no, somebody would
you
do
can't-
that.
You can't convince me that not a single person wouldn't have reversed back just for a laugh.
Well, the other thing is, like, they could have done a number of things to make an Easter egg appear that, you know, would have been clever, and that feels like such a lazy way to implement one.
I also feel like the ending was a little bit of a rip-off of another series' ending.
Hi, Kyoko. You know what? Kyoko, Tilly, if you want in here, drop yourselves in the Gremlin VC and I'll pop you in, okay? Anyways, continue.
Yeah, the end. I don't know if that's how it ends in the book.
I tell you.
but I don't buy the ending to the that it was original.
One thing
Yeah.
it's like one thing I did like about the movie is like seeing like the kind of VR tech like they show off in the movie. And I guess like anyway, it gets me. It does like
Help.
kind of get me excited
Oh.
for like future.
Do
VR
we have
movies.
another situation where someone's muted? 1 second.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah. Hang on. That's. You know, I'm just gonna drop us in
Yeah,
the Grim
it-
One VC because this channel was made with specific permissions. Hang on, I got you covered. 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
There we go. I moved myself. There we go.
Oh, yeah, the thing is, we were in the private streaming channel for a bit just because I needed time to recharge. That was weird. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I just needed time to recharge mentally by myself for a bit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. It's just, it felt like such a lazy way to implement an Easter egg and it felt like it came from people who had never seen any Easter egg implemented in a video game before.
I'll play the game.
You're okay, Kyoko? Well, yeah. No, it seemed like there was some game logic in there, but like really old shit.
Yeah, like one thing we do like the movies when they show off a bunch of like VR tech stuff. Like, I guess anyway, it gets me excited to see like how much of this VR tech like will come true in the future. And in a way, it kind of has we, a lot of the VR tech we see in the movie does kind of exist, though there are kind of like first gen type of tech right at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have zero faith when it comes to any movie that's supposed to be about what was originally a game. Like I just have zero faith that anything good really ever comes out of that, because the people who write movie scripts and the people who develop video games are two completely different groups of people.
Yeah,
that
but
are
you can't tell me that at least
completely-
one of them hasn't played a video game or something.
Yeah, but playing a game and developing a game are not necessarily the same thing. And
That's
people
fair.
who write scripts and things like that, like those are busy people as well. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't played a game since like Donkey Kong, because those people are like immeasurably busy with the things that they do day to day. So they probably get like consultations from people who are involved in whatever game they're making a movie about. But that's probably the extent of it. And
Yeah.
then they go with their gut because they've been writing scripts for decades.
Oh.
But
So what,
I don't-
I know one like the few video game movies that I heard that are pretty good was both Sonic movies were like
Those were good.
Oh,
No.
The bar
Oh,
was
boy.
low.
Oh boy.
The bar was low because Sonic is awesome as a character and as an idea, but most of the 3D Sonic games were trash. So making a movie that's better than the games wasn't very hard
Okay.
to do.
Well, that
okay.
we do have
on.
some avid Sonic fans here, but
I love Sonic. He was
I-
my hero growing up. but,
yeah.
like, I'm not afraid to admit that the games could have used more work.
That's a fair assessment.
Okay. First off, wait,
Sonic Boom.
the Sonic movie itself, like the first Sonic film, was going to either be terrible, bad, or passable. It was never going to be great because it was going to be an introduction to the character Sonic.
Mhm.
And at best, the Sonic film, thanks to the animation change, thank God,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got like it was passable. The Sonic film was passable.
Mhm.
They made Sonic pretty much how Sonic would act and be. It was believable. I'm glad that the film wasn't Jim Carrey featuring Sonic from the Sonic the Hedgehog series.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, he definitely
I
performed well in
wish-
scenes he was in, but yeah.
I still wish that the humans weren't really involved in the film,
Yeah.
because again, it just like feels like we need to put this actor's face here just to have something there, I guess.
So
Um,
I
but
imagine
at least
it would be very difficult to have like the movie take place on Earth without humans.
Well, the thing is,
No.
like, it doesn't need to take place on Earth. It could have
What-
just taken place in Green Hill Zone.
what I mean by involving the humans is in, I don't mean like not to have humans in the film, but having them in as a focus. It should be about Sonic, not about Sonic's foster father figure here, who I can't even remember the name of because he's forgettable.
Yeah.
Donut Lord.
Donut
least-
Lord.
At least with this first film being out there and dealing with the introduction, it means that the second film would be either really great or really terrible, depending on how they went about it. And it was really good.
Yeah.
But the
Right.
problem was that the bar was set very low, so it wasn't hard.
I will say I am kind of a fan of Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. I think that was pretty cool.
Oh, he's great. I think he's great. I mean, Jim Carrey himself is just a living cartoon character.
Even in the,
So,
even the-
having him as Robotnik is fantastic. Not only is he like energetic, and again, he's a living cartoon. Jim Carrey is basically a living cartoon character, so
even
great
in the,
already. But he also manages to do Robotnik as a threat, a legitimate threat.
even even in the second movie, it's like you can see like a lot of like robotics, like it's like robots and stuff. Like they're like, you can clearly tell their design of his machine are based on the game models.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely, I feel like, put a lot more care into it. I haven't had the luxury of seeing the second one yet, but I've heard a lot of good things. But I got to see the first one at a drive-in, and I really have nothing bad to say about the first movie. In regards to like having the humans be such an integral part of it, I feel like that's more just kind of a side effect of the movie industry. It's you add
It's
humans to a story to make it relatable to humans. By having him be a focus, you're like, what if that was me and Sonic came to the world? It's like, because Sonic X did the same thing when they added Chris as like the main character to that. It was goofy, but I loved that cartoon growing up, and having that person there kind of be a protagonist makes the show relatable.
I
But
guess.
he wasn't the protagonist. He was a side. Chris was a sort of side character.
He was, but I think I see both sides. Because here's the thing. I agree that it would have been nice if the focus wasn't on the humans in the Sonic movie, because there have been animated Sonic movies in the past where it's just Sonic, you know, doing his thing. And those did very well. I really have a lot of love for one of the really old Sonic movies where there's a scene
Sonic
where
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I have a lot of love for that, and it doesn't really have involvement with modern concepts or humans or anything. It's just Sonic in, you know, his habitat doing his thing. But I do still appreciate at least some of the human elements that are there, like, you know, Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. That's great. I don't really care for the other humans in the film, sadly.
Yeah.
But I do like, you know, the effort that they put into the robots and stuff. But it actually reminds me a lot of the Pokemon movie that came out. That one had a lot of respect for its IP. Like,
Oh, Detective Pikachu.
well,
Are
I
you referring
don't.
to Detective Pikachu or?
I no. There's one that came out that was basically Pokemon the movie 2000, but in a modern setting.
Oh.
Oh, the
Okay.
remake?
Yeah. I thought that was really interesting because the thing is they didn't do much to change elements. They just made it slightly, you know, more modern. But they kept a lot of old tropes and stuff in there, and it was just basically the same film with 3D animation.
Oh, okay. For a second there, I was confused. I thought you were suggesting they redid the 2000s movie in live action. That would have been what the fuck?
I
You can now watch the movie in 4K.
I'm having trouble here because I think I've watched Detective Pikachu. I think I
Detective
did.
Pikachu is the live action Pokemon movie with
I know
actual
that.
human actors.
Yeah, I'm confusing some bits from it. I think it was a good film. It's just, as much as I love Ryan Reynolds as an actor, when he starts appearing everywhere as every animated character, it feels weird.
I think he did a good job.
Oh, he did an excellent job. He does an excellent job in most of his roles. It's just, he's everywhere.
He's at the prime of his career right now, so he's gonna be in a lot of stuff. It just kind of happens. Actors
Maybe
come and
it's
go. They
like-
hit their primes, and they, like, Ryan Reynolds is probably gonna stop being in movies here in the next like 4 or 5 years because
Aw.
his prime is gonna peter out.
Well, it's not like I don't want to see him in films. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying that's just kind of what happens because like you'd see a whole bunch of like a variety of actors kind of come and go.
You know, as
like,
they get older,
really, like-
right?
Well, yeah, because they start off, every new actor starts off doing like small films, and then they get discovered by somebody, and then they get like one really good big successful film, then they get multiple like big films, and then it kind of like peters back off, and they kind of start doing small stuff again, and then they retire. So it's kind of this upwards and downwards trend that all of the major actors kind of go through over time, and unless they are really into it and really going hard, then you know that height of their career is like a big trend that can only last for so many years. But some of there's like bigger ones, like what was his name? He was the guy that was in Court, Jack Sparrow.
Yep, that would be Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. Yeah, he's one of the ones that tried so hard and valued what he was doing so much that his kind of like height extended far beyond most other typical actors.
I mean,
but
it
then
reminds me
you
of
can-
that one guy who was always in Christmas movies for a good number of years too. I can't remember his name, but I guess
Tim Allen?
no. I mean he was too, but he was in films like The Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he went through a number of sequels for that. It's basically where Santa Claus falls off of his
Oh,
roof while
okay.
delivering presents
is-
and dies.
yeah,
That's
Tim Allen.
that's
That's
the
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen one.
No, okay, so you were right. I just was forgetful.
Oh, I never forget Tim Allen, but he's another good example. During that period of time when those movies were coming out, that was the height of his career, between Home Improvement, all the Santa Claus movies, he was in other stuff. Now,
sorry.
the only thing that I know of that Tim Allen's even remotely related to, there's like one sitcom that's like a Netflix thing that he's a part of. He doesn't do anything else.
I
'cause he
was
kinda
wondering what
had his
happened to
height
him.
and then kind of petered out. But I think that's by his own choice because he looks like he's still very healthy. I think he just kind of wanted to do something small and then kind of get on with his life, you know?
I suppose.
No, that's fair. I don't know. I always look forward to seeing him in movies over here.
I wondered. I don't know if he's actually in it, but I would have liked to have seen some sort of reference to Tim Allen. I don't know if it's in. But do you know the Lightyear film? I would
Yeah.
have liked to. I don't know if
Oh,
if,
that's right, because he did his voice, didn't he?
No, no. That's the thing. So they got so Tim Allen was Lightyear in Toy Story, but I
Oh,
don't
like the new
think
one?
but I don't think Tim Allen is in Lightyear. I'm not sure because I haven't watched the film.
okay.
He was the
Right,
original
yeah.
voice actor for Buzz.
Yeah, Buzz is voiced by Captain America / Johnny Storm. I can't remember
mean-
the actor's name.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's kind of
it was
fair.
it was a Chris. It was a Chris. It was one of the Chris's. God
Chris
damn it.
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth?
No, Helmsworth is Thor, isn't he?
Sure, but he can also be Buzz Lightyear. Why not?
This isn't like if he could be. It's Izzy.
Fuck. What's his
Is
name?
he?
One
Buzz
sec.
Lightyear, God of Thunder.
One
Oh
second.
hell yeah, that would be fucking cool. If Thor of Asgard is Buzz
Lightyear.
Lightyear. Now you got my brain
Guardians of the
cooking.
Galaxy. He just that's when he takes on his role as Buzz Lightyear.
Fuck, I can't remember which Chris it was. Chris Evans. That was it.
It's one of the Chris's.
Yeah,
Okay.
because in the Marvel Cinematic Universes, there's like 4 different Chris's. You've got Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
Another
Chris
Chris.
Evans is the Captain America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe Chris was just born to be a superhero and he's got different incarnations.
It's all the same Chris.
It's all the same Chris.
Just a little bit of makeup. That's all it is.
To
That's all
be
it's ever
fair, all of them, apart from maybe Chris Pratt, all have muscular figures.
I mean, you gotta build up your body in order to do superhero roles nowadays, don't you?
been.
Yes, you
Depending on
do.
the hero. Chris Pratt, though, with his role in Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he was intended to be kind of like John Everyman.
Yeah,
So he didn't
Yeah.
need to do anything special.
he is. I mean, he still had to bulk up. He
Oh,
still had
yeah.
to bulk up for the role.
But he's not as bulked up as like Thor when Thor was at his prime.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have sidetracked a lot.
No, that's
Um,
fine. I don't mind talking about movies and stuff.
But yeah,
What were we
Uh,
initially talking about?
You guys have been talking about movies since I got here, so I don't know.
I mean, we were on.
Like movies are very like different from like when they were originally video games. and stuff.
Ah, yeah, no, that's fair. That's how we got on this tangent, and then we kind of just went movies.
Yeah. One
I
of the point.
I got here somewhere in the middle of Halo.
And
Oh,
there-
God.
One of the
Yes.
points I was trying to make with the human part is like, I mean, it's the reason why the second one's a lot more fun. I would go back and watch the second film because the human characters are not even barely in it. They have to include them in because I feel like that was when COVID kicked in, and they
maybe?
needed to pad out the film a bit.
I don't know if
But
COVID had to do with that particular direction choice, though.
But the point I was trying to make is you don't go to watch Godzilla to learn about the humans struggling to fight against Godzilla. You're there to watch Godzilla, the monster.
Yeah, you're there to watch the
Yeah.
monster destroy the
You don't-
city.
You don't care about the humans involved. So why is the humans being put in the spotlight?
I mean,
Like, would it be like
It's
that entertaining to just watch Godzilla just stomp around for 2 hours straight?
I mean,
Well, I don't. I don't.
that's not
why-
stating like zero influence, because I think what he means is when the humans take the limelight or take the focus away from
Yeah,
the
I don't-
creature.
Yeah, like I don't care what Mr. Protagonist X is like love life is going through right now. I want to know about Godzilla. I don't mind like involving
know.
people to sort of build up the legend of Godzilla because I'm
Yeah,
sure
because
it's like
I mean,
that's
there
the
are
point.
there are scientists like trying to understand, what's going on with its body, that it's expelling radiation, kind of giving the audience context clues, because
Yeah.
they're there more or less to serve as a point of information as opposed to serving as I guess a main point of entry for the story.
It's like
Mhm.
similar to like for like Mecha Godzilla. Like I say, where did Mega Godzilla come from? Like, since it's a machine, that means it's man-made, right?
Maybe. I mean, I guess it
Aliens.
depends on the universe that it's set in. But in most cases, yeah, I would assume that's man-made technology, because humans thus far are the only ones proven capable of making robots.
Yeah. And adding in scenarios like that, adding the human aspect to those kinds of movies really is just to draw in additional kinds of fans. Because me personally, I like world destruction movies, like the sun is gonna blow up the earth, or any number of things. Like 2012 was interesting to me when that movie came out, because
Oh, yeah.
I like listening to their science fiction fake idea as to why this is happening. You have like the part of
Right.
the movie that's the cool action sequence of like the world being destroyed or whatever, and then you have the interesting like kind of like side panels where you have some scientists explaining what's going on. I like that. I think
Yeah,
that, and that is,
it's nice information.
yeah,
And-
it just draws in because you get both crowds. You get the people that want to watch the dinosaur stomp
Go
around,
ahead,
and you get the
Dylan.
people that are kind of just interested in listening to that
Yeah.
jargon.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. You're interested in that stuff, and it's great when that's on screen. But every now and again, for some reason, they have to swap back to, this person's, like, oh, my ex-lover is now getting involved in the plot.
Yeah, no,
and
I just...
It-
That's
it-
just
it-
unnecessary
it-
drama.
It detracts from. That's the point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make is that I hate bits where it detracts from the main show. I hate when the stuff like that is forced in to the film to either pad it out or to be like, oh hey, we have the love
Brando.
here.
Ah.
We have Fox Tick.
Yeah, there's a time and
Brando.
place. There's a time and place for those different kinds of tropes. And like in a Godzilla movie, there's no need for a love interest. But on the
Yeah.
flip side, because there are certain types
He's
of
trying to
movies
bring
that
us down
people
into a
watch
hole.
for like the mindlessness, right?
Oh no.
Take like slasher films for example. A lot of people really love like horror slasher films purely for like the killer going in and murdering all the people.
Not
But if you took
necessarily.
that, if you took that
Sometimes...
same, no, I'm not saying all the time, but that is a huge part of slasher films. But if you take that same like love interest drama dealio and pulled it out of Godzilla and put it in a slasher film, now all of a sudden you have an annoying couple that's gonna get caught up with the killer. And
Well,
it
yeah,
adds a
that's
whole
rule
different,
number one
like,
of horror movies. Don't
Yeah.
do any in the film, otherwise you die.
But
Exactly.
it works in.
That's
a
what I'm
horror
saying
film.
though.
It does work in a
works.
horror
There are
film.
certain places where it does work and certain places where it doesn't. And sometimes movies really fail at putting the right trope in the right type of movie.
Yeah, because in a horror film, again, I have not watched any horror film, but in a horror film, you have a situation where it's just like, oh, look at all this nice stuff. What could possibly go? Oh, there, nope, Johnny's lost his head.
What could
Oh
possibly go wrong?
man, look at all these death flags I'm wearing. I sure hope I don't die today. Blah.
Oh, hey, I am not the one who died, but all my friends are.
Yeah, no, well, on my end, I guess, I love watching horror movies for the effect of seeing the characters get through the situation. Not just, the interesting killer, because, to be fair, I don't think romanticizing killers is really the greatest idea. It's kind
very
of
unhealthy.
weird, but I like the idea of people being able to get out of an intense situation and, figuring out how to survive. It's just having a killer who does weird wonky shit that they throw in there is too much. Listen, when it comes to a monster being the killer, that I can understand because they have, unique mechanics to the monster. But when it's just some guy and it's like, oh, he strings up bodies this way and that way, it's just like, okay, buddy, we know what that is. That is called an MO, a modus operandi. Basically how the killer kills, okay? We get it. We get it. You don't need to make it fancy. But, it just... It's really. It's why I like Scream so much, because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a parody franchise of slasher flicks, and it points. It kind of makes fun of some of the things that they do that are really dumb, but it also kind of turns them on their head. Brando, no. Also, he shouldn't be muted. We're in the Gremlin chat.
Yeah, that's
No,
why.
he might have muted himself for other reasons.
It's Brando.
Okay.
He's always muted.
Hi, Brando. Felix is not bully. But I guess my point in rambling a little bit about this is I prefer older slasher movie killers because they make sense. And back then they were playing into the traditional fear of, what if something horrible happened to you while you were at home? That's very simple. You don't need much to do with that. Nowadays it's like, oh man, it's Johnny Killer X and he's got chainsaw hands or some bullshit. And he likes to put bodies up on the ceiling. I don't know. It's just like having a killer that makes sense with something simple that scares people is more effective.
Yeah. I'm pretty picky about the types of horror movies that I like and get into and choose to watch.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like mindless slashers. We had this discussion the other day about how I'm not a big fan of like gory types of animes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with regular horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like gore for the sake of gore.
Like the Saw franchise and how it petered off into that.
But I do like kind of like the psychedelic aspect when a movie can.
Don't you mean
when a movie-
psychological?
Sure. I mean, I like a little bit of both, but psychological is what I meant. But when a movie has like this killer and they're deadly in whatever way that they are, but because again, I like kind of like the science aspects to movies when they go off on their little science fiction tangents, and I like movies that when you have this killer, they take the opportunity to throughout the story kind of explain what kind of psychological turmoil the killer went through to get to where he is in his like current mental state to be doing what he's doing. Not every movie takes the opportunity to really explain the killer in that way, and when they do, that's what I like to see, because it feels like there's a lot of depth and a lot of thought put into it. That you'd never see that kind of stuff with just regular slasher types of movies.
I guess, yeah. But, like, for me, while I used to be really heavily invested in the psychological aspect, something I've come to really understand is all it really takes is one really horrible day in terms of events to make somebody that upset. It just takes a really, really bad day. Or
Yeah.
a series of bad days, or a series of bad years, and maybe putting up with bad treatment.
It can.
There are people who can lack empathy and, you know, have developmental issues growing up, but at the same time, you know, you gotta factor in environmental issues and other things too. And while yes, I can empathize with the fact that Johnny Two Knives over here had a really bad childhood, I don't appreciate the fact that he's taking it out on me by stabbing me.
I don't think he asked for your opinion, but he's still going to continue stabbing.
Yeah. I don't think Johnny Two Knives over there cares about my psychological aspects. He's just gonna murder me. But no, I see your point. Also, sorry if all the names I'm coming up for this stuff are weird.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm only saying character X because I can't think of a name.
Oh yeah, and it's just like you either think of generic names or it's just Johnny Two Knives. That sounds more fun.
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. You're watching Jackass.
Okay, we gotta think of really dumb serial killer names. Like, you know how they always give them really edgy ones in movies, like the Night Owl or the Night Slasher. Okay, think of a really dumb one, like Timmy
Teddy
Two
bear
Forks. How does he get you?
He hugs you really, really tightly.
Oh, geez, crushing hugs. That actually sounds pretty brutal.
I love you.
You love me a little too much, buddy.
The human porcupine.
I mean, that
Isn't that
actually
just a
sounds
hedgehog?
mildly terrifying.
It's not just ugly Sonic.
Don't let him hear that.
There's a difference between hedgehogs and porcupine.
Yeah.
Just really long quills.
No, I think it's like their snouts too, but
Uh,
I can't remember. It's been years.
They're scientifically not actually related to each
Oh,
other at all.
but they
Really?
look so similar.
And nature likes to play coincidence
Ah.
sometimes.
I guess.
I guess I did this wrong before.
What'd you do wrong before?
I was moving my safe house from one place to another, and I wasn't getting any pop-ups
Did
to
they
indicate
just
that it
reset
was.
everything?
No, I was trying to test if my safe house was actually working, so I removed you from the safe house because it's supposed to teleport you out, and I was
Okay.
waiting to see that happen, and it didn't at first. So I was thinking that the safe house was in the wrong spot. So I deleted the safe house and then recreated it, and then you disappeared, which means I think I made it
Um,
correctly now.
No, because I'm across the street and like in the
Me.
woods.
That's
Hello.
fine.
Oh,
You
they're
just have to
playing
walk-
Zomboids.
Yeah, you just have to
Okay.
walk. You just have to walk back over here. That was the point. I needed to make sure that
I
people
just feel like
couldn't
space
get into
is
the house.
created too.
Okay, so Felix, I just noticed something funny here.
Okay.
So, she's got holes in the back of her cape. That's intentional, but it makes it look like
Yeah.
she's got really thick thighs.
Eh?
Sorry, what? Paying attention to stream now.
That's it.
okay. 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 We see
I'm
where your
looking at that,
priorities
and
lie.
I'm looking at the colors, and it's just like it looks like I gave her really thick thighs, but those are just holes in the back of her cape. I'm so dumb.
Her clothes are just baggy.
Brando, do you want Gun Gun?
Gun, gun, go, run, run.
Gun Gun.
Hi,
over
Surface Tenchi. Yeah, so yeah, this is the cape. This is the work in progress design. Eventually, everything will be rendered, but right now, it looks like she's got a big thigh.
Damn, she's thick.
It's just because the clothes are baggy.
Those
The way
thighs-
you could change that up is drawing lines to show where her legs would be, like the
Well, I
part
feel
of the-
like the problem will be solved like once she's moving and stuff. I just find it really fucking hilarious
Okay.
Where's the gun gun?
in a really childish way.
It's next to all those axes.
those thighs don't lie, and neither do I.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Outside of that though, I think I'm gonna put a pause on this for now, and I might switch to Dead by Daylight because
Okay.
I'm tired of drawing. My hands hurt.
You have been drawing for 2 hours and 30 minutes,
I'm gonna take some water.
and we should be taking breaks.
Yeah.
Have a break.
I think this
Have a
is
Kit Kat.
the most progress I'm gonna make, but let's see, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more parts I've added onto this over 100 part model. It's a lot. Ugh. Maybe too much. But she's coming along. She's coming along slowly.
Bernard.
Bernard!
Bernard.
Yeah, no, I like the blue clouds too. They look pretty. Those
How much
actually
ammo-
come
How much ammo do you
from
have for Gun Gun?
Gun gun.
244 plus.
You
those
Okay.
Pokemon coming towards
I
Gun
have
Gun.
the same. I have the same Gun Gun. But
gun
my gun
gun.
gun's a little different. I have different attachments. If you look through all the bags, there's different attachments you can throw in there. But there's a pile of ammo for Gun Gun over here by this door.
I had a box.
Door. There we go. Now I got everybody on screen over here, kind of. You're all slowly merging with the corner of the room, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh, Brando's gone again.
No, he's over there. He's shoulder distance so he doesn't bump into Felix.
Yeah, but now he's half covered by the wall.
No,
there
I'm
he
moving him.
is.
I'm moving him.
There he
Welcome
is.
back.
I'm moving him.
Brando.
Hello.
Let me lock this. There we go. But yeah, no, y'all are either big or small.
Oh, you have human-sized humans and raccoon-sized
Gerbils.
gremlins.
Gremlins.
What am I?
The piece of garbage. No.
God has left you unfinished.
God has left you unfinished, my God.
Kind of. You created all of
maybe.
these creatures.
Oh God, I'm a false prophet. Anyways, 1 minute. I'm gonna get some water,
Okay.
you know, so I don't suffer. That would not be good. Suffering is not fun. Also, I'm gonna make y'all bigger so that way you cover more of the screen. There.
I would argue that we're just enough right size.
I mean, this is just the character screen. I made a screen
Fair enough.
specifically for characters. Also, why is there this gap right here? I'm looking at myself, and I see a gap under me. There.
Sure ghost.
I'm not a ghost.
Everybody knows how ghosts are with gaps.
You have no
They're the
leg.
first people because they're not ghosts.
Yeah, you have no leg. Are you from Facebook Horizon?
Wait, what?
Facebook Horizon?
What is that?
Facebook's basically their own version of VRChat.
Oh, gross.
Oh, God.
They're calling it Horizon now? I thought it was like Meta or something.
Yeah, I thought it was Metaverse.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be metaverse?
But they call it the metaverse, but could you really consider the metaverse?
No, I don't know, man. This wasn't what I envisioned with a future where we had virtual technology, okay?
I'm looking
Oh, wow.
forward to the Facebook metaverse because I feel like nobody is going to use it and it's going to be hilarious.
I have made you
not-
guys
I'm not-
unintentionally small.
I'm not looking forward to the horrible mementos area that will spawn.
That's wrong. You don't like the Zuck?
Oh boy.
Not a fan of Mentos?
No one got my Persona 5 reference.
Never
Nope,
played the
sorry.
Persona game.
Damn it.
Oh, you need to play Persona. It's fun.
Says the person who also hasn't played Persona.
I played Persona 3.
Oh, you played Persona 3?
Yeah. I didn't finish it though.
But you didn't get his reference.
Oh,
I
see.
might have went over my
Thank you.
head.
Stream.
To be fair, I don't think anyone here has played Persona 5, so that's fair.
I have Persona 4 Golden?
Yes, I believe that was gifted by...
Yeah, that was
someone.
gifted by my friend, Red.
Yeah, who wanted you to do a playthrough of it.
Well, we talked
friend
about it,
Gifty, the
and
gift
I wanted
giver.
to wait on him to do a playthrough, but that wasn't going to happen with his schedule. And I do have the intention of playing it, but I don't know when's a good time because it is a really long game. Like,
It is.
it's longer than Dot Hack, I think.
It,
But-
it depends, because, like,
Well, you know me, I love reading through lore.
Lord.
yeah, that's fair. But
3 has the best
like,
story, but the gameplay is awful, says Tenchi.
Speaking of which, Rusty, I did kind of figure out how to get Fragment working.
Fragment?
If you want to give that a try at some point.
What's... If you want to DM me details about it.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem.
Yeah.
I
Also,
I
one
can't
sec.
s-
I'm gonna be right back.
I can't say much because the only one I've played, and I didn't play it for very long, was Persona 3 Portable, and I do think that the sort of well-being mechanic is a pain in the ass, because so Persona plays into this sort of like slice of life sort of thing where everyone's got their own shit that they need to do. And
Right,
so,
right.
so like some characters will be unavailable on certain days.
Ah,
Or you know, the people you bring into Tartarus get tired. And so it's an annoying thing where you have to manage
What the fuck
people's
just happened?
I caught fire.
people's sort of
Did you just burn to death?
Apparently.
sort of states, and it feels like padding in a way. Grinding should not take 3 actual days.
Brando, the good news is that
mean-
you did not rise back up as a zombie.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll be back.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's also a Shin Megami Tensei game. I know that's glossed over now, but it is meant to be Shin Megami Tensei game.
I appreciate you calling out to me in your dying breaths, but I don't know what I could have done to prevent that.
I don't know how I'm supposed to re-import my character.
I will turn off the fire though because your food's burning.
Okay, cool. How do I re-import my character?
If you saved your character, you hit the home key and you import character from
At
file.
what point in the character creation process?
I believe it's when you're
Um,
standing out in the world.
Okay.
Did you just make a stir fry that's just a piece of beef jerky?
It gave me that option.
You know, you made the beef jerky less valuable.
Dude, you told me to make stir fries and everything.
I know, but the point of the stir fry is you add multiple foods together.
Oh my, this is so broken.
Also, beef jerky just specifically as a food item is just not good for stir fries because you only get like 13 out of it when if you eat it raw you get 20.
Uh-huh.
But you know, if you're using canned foods and raw foods and things like that, you combine multiples together and then you get like a big meal that gives you happiness and gets rid of boredom and all this good stuff.
I'm assuming you guys are just talking on about oh,
Yes.
Project Zombies stuff.
Yes.
Are
Brando
you
walked
guys
into the fire and burned to death.
okay?
Hello. How's it going?
After we spent that entire day keeping you alive yesterday, you just walk into a fire.
Back alive.
Yeah, well.
My cat says hello.
I hope you. Hello, cat. I hope you saved your character after you survived.
Y'all a bunch of goobers. But good
Brando's
goobers.
the biggest goober.
Absolutely.
I literally couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, did you do that thing where you like clicked on like a command or whatever, and then it auto walked you through the fire?
I walked away from the fire and I caught on fire.
Because I caught on fire yesterday because I tried to inspect Brando's wounds. So my character stood up and then walked into the fire to inspect his wound.
I literally turned away from the fire and burst into flames.
Also, Brando, I see you decided to drown me.
Duh.
He kind of needs some of that water now.
Sorry, Brando, can't have any. It's all mine.
Oh, that's not good.
Did you spawn really far?
Yeah, Brando, stop being on fire.
Oh, you did spawn really far. I'll come get you.
Hi, Samwise.
Let me make sure that the trailer's all emptied out first.
I'm petting my cat before I play because he wants cuddles.
Every cat needs cuddles.
Yeah, I know. He's purring. He's so happy. Hi, Sam. What do you think of this development? He's like, I don't care.
I could take it or leave it.
Yes,
I wish I
I will
had a
do a
cat.
posture check.
I'm not that far.
Yeah, you're not super far, but it's still a distance to walk.
We can raise.
I haven't revealed any of that part of the map yet, so I don't even know what's over there.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
I'm emptying out the trailer, so we should be able to bring lots of stuff.
So, Felix,
Which, by the way, I found a trailer.
Yep.
have you ever played Zomboids?
Nope.
Neither have I.
So wait for us to join us at some point.
Really, it's a good time.
I don't know. Looking at it, I'm not sure it'd be my kind of game, but I do like how interesting it is when you guys talk about it. Because